Do you want to run a marathon?
Never again.
Then play Marathon by Bungie on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever play the first marathon?
Oh,
No.
right. Yeah, no.
You know there was first marathon.
There's another
Yes.
marathon?
Yeah, that
so
was
we're talking about Marathon, by the way.
We're talking about Marathon, created by Bungie. They're bringing it back. Marathon was a game
Old
that came
IP.
out in the 90s. This was actually their first game that actually like put them on the map for PC before they went console and made Halo. And then they became a console group of folks making them Halo games, right? Well, now they're making Marathon, bringing it back, spiritual successor, but nothing really like it. But it's a upcoming sci-fi PvPvE extraction shooter scheduled for release on September 23rd. So we got a release date, September 23rd of this year on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. In this game, you are on the abandoned colony of Tau Ceti 4. Players assume the role of runners, cybernetic mercenaries exploring the planet's ruins for valuable loot and secrets. In it, team-based 3-player squads play PvPvE matches where players scavenge for resources while contending with both AI-controlled enemies and other player teams. There are 4 classes in this game. Now, this is the first thing of interesting. 3 players.
Oh.
Yeah, but 4 classes you can choose from. Locust, Blackbird, Glitch, and Void, offering unique abilities and play styles. Now, what I thought was interesting about this is that these are fixed classes that you cannot customize. So it's not like you get to pick your character and make it or whatever. It's like these are like preset heroes, essentially, that you get to choose from, which I thought was just an interesting. I don't know. Like, what do y'all think about this?
I don't know. I
guess that's fine because Destiny was like that.
It was like that. What are you talking about? That's what I'm confused
Yeah,
about.
but Destiny, you can change the look of your character however you want it to be.
Yeah.
know?
Oh, you can't even
And
change the look.
So far, they haven't shown anything about like cosmetic changes or anything like
I
that.
think there's
give
going to
up.
be cosmetic changes.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
this is not a free-to-play game either. So this is going to be a $40 game.
Yeah,
supposedly.
so-
Yeah, but they're
Backs-
going to have battle passes and
but
everything.
Back
are they?
to originally
Yeah.
what
Oh,
you
shit.
said, I don't give a fuck. It's a first-person shooter. I don't really care too much about cosmetics.
That's true. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Got to think about.
Yeah. Because you got like your loadout and stuff like
Yeah.
that where you can change your guns and whatnot, but you can't like change the way you look.
So you can't customize your character like you did in Destiny, but there's still
Right.
fixed classes, and
Right.
there's still like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you can, but it's not like Battlefield. Well, Battlefield doesn't.
Well, the classes hero will be like you have 3 abilities basically,
Yeah.
like you're like a hero shooter, you know?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So matches will be approximately 25 minutes long, emphasizing high risk, high reward scenarios where failure to extract results in the loss of all gathered loot, just like your traditional extraction shooter. So they're doing a take on like the Escape from Tarkov, but Escape from Tarkov, I believe, is like 45 minutes to an hour. Like they're much, much longer kind of experiences.
And extreme. Like, that's a serious game.
Yeah, it really is. And so the art direction here led by Joseph Cross, who did Destiny 2 and Dune, worked on Dune. The game features a vibrant, stylist aesthetic distinct from Bungie's previous titles. So I do want to talk about the art direction here because I think this art direction is very, very unique and different and unlike much that's out there, but it's definitely is something that you either love it or you hate it. So where do y'all stand with this art style?
I have to disagree with you. I'm on the fence about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like watching the gameplay trailer threw me off, but like after like really sitting with it for a moment afterwards, I'm kind of like, I don't know yet. Like, it's interesting, and like you said, it's very different compared to what they like to Destiny. Like comparing the two is very different, but like it still feels nice. Like I like it, but I don't know for sure yet.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think some things sit nicely with me, but most of it is very weird, very out there.
I mean, it makes a statement, you know?
It does.
You'll remember it
I will remember it,
if it's good.
but I think most of the stuff I see visually and color-wise, it's just like, what is going on here? It's just too out there and like too much. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I was going the complete opposite. I think it's not enough.
Oh.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, there's like moments where there's, not a lot of color.
Yeah.
But then there's also like areas where there's a lot of color.
It just, the game looks like it's not finished yet. You know
It
what I mean?
does.
It looks
It
like
does.
it's still in like,
But it's interesting because that's that's a stylistic choice,
Yeah,
that
I
they
know.
went
And that's
with.
what
But yeah,
I'm,
it
and
is kind
that's
of
where I'm
interesting.
sitting
It's
with
like
it. I'm like, okay.
it's almost like these are like unfinished models. I mean, I personally actually like really love the aesthetic. That's the one thing that I actually enjoy about this game is that I think the art style is it's very trendy right now. This kind of art style. There's a lot of like if you look at like new like design, like new platforms like Hootsuite and MailChimp and things like that, all these different like websites out there. Our Simplecast one like has like this kind of like ultra wide typography and like these bright, vibrant, not pastel,
They're
like very shiny colors and stuff like that. It's like very interesting to see them kind of pushing. I mean, it feels pretty modern for like it's a modern design aesthetic.
Yeah,
but it's so different from what we've seen in anything. But I mean, Bungie's pretty good at that. I mean, like I thought when they launched Destiny with their art style, I was like, I love this like menu design that they had.
Yeah.
Like they did a great job with the UI and everything. And I think this is kind of cool to kind of fit that futuristic aesthetic. But I mean, to y'all's point about like the textures, it's like it's lacking texture, it's lacking ray tracing kind of stuff. Like it's almost it's a matte finish, and I think that's an interesting choice for a modern game to have that kind of
it is, but
matte
it's not
style.
like off-putting. That's
No,
the issue.
yeah.
Like it's fine. It seems like that's the world they're going for.
Yeah.
But after watching the cinematic trailer, like compared to that to the actual gameplay, kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, the cinematic trailer was awesome.
The fucking cinematic, like Love, Death, and Robot. You said did that one right?
Yeah, it was done by directed by Alberto Mielgo from Love, Death, and Robots.
Fucking phenomenal. Like hands down, just that got me hooked. I was like, okay, I want to play this game. But then it comes to be that it's a PvPe extraction shooter. I'm like, that was unexpected. It seems like there's a lot more to the story in depth and all this other stuff. I was expecting another Destiny thing, And I would love this to be not a Destiny clone, but a Destiny style game,
So I will say they did announce when they launched the reveal trailer this would be an extraction shooter.
Yeah.
So we've known about this. I mean, it's been out there for a little bit.
I get that, but
yeah, no, I agree though.
in
It's
my
definitely
own, like opinion.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they just went that route with this.
Well,
I mean, outside of Helldivers, which is an extraction shooter, which is very good, and we
which is
appreciate
funny
that.
though, because like I
Well, it's
mean, as you and I
PvE.
were talking, it's like it doesn't feel as extraction shooter. I think because it didn't
Right.
have the P part,
P, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have-
but it is at its core an extraction shooter. It's like you got to find loot, you run around, and
true.
complete some
get out,
missions and leave. And that's fun because it's against the environment, and the environment is very tough.
Yeah.
And you die, you come back, you have chances, but this one is like more unforgiving. I feel like because it's going to be like, yeah, if you die, your friends can get you back, but if you're all dead, well, then that's game over, and you lose everything.
Oh, there's a spider. Oh, you're not sure.
Oh, is it?
They just hang around.
Kill him. Nice.
Where you go?
He extracted and he showed it.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about the complexity of this game.
Oh yeah, so yeah, like there's like you go in, if you're not good, you suck, you die. And that reminds me of oh shit, what game was it? Ubisoft game has the dead zone. You go in and you try
Dark Zone.
Dark Zone.
Division.
Yeah.
Talked about
Division, yeah. So this kind of like has some similarities where you go in, you try to get some loot, and you probably have to wait for the transport to come. And there's a lot of good people on that game. And I felt like for me and us, like even when we go in, it's like we don't stand a chance. We're just going to get wrecked. And I feel like this too, like maybe if you get in early, like you can start to get the feel for it and you can have a good time. But then eventually, with
be
our
another
schedule,
goal.
yeah, like our schedule is not going to allow for us to keep up with it. Like even with Rivals, we can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people.
For a casual gamer, I don't think this is a.
Yeah, this is like I don't see this finding a wide range of audience. Like I don't think people are going to get I don't know if the style visually is going to appeal to people, and then
I think the style will, but I think the game. Like, I think you're 100% right about the gameplay.
because not a lot of extraction. Like the hardcore people play extraction shooters.
Yeah.
like that is it. Like unless they found a way to make it more feasible for everybody, like Helldivers. But even Helldivers isn't on Steam, they're only at almost less than 40,000 concurrent players right now. So it's not
Concord.
even.
Sorry.
Yeah. So like they're not like they're barely hanging on, honestly, by metric standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree. That's exactly like the point I think that's needs to be made with this game is that it's a weird choice for Destiny or for Bungie to go this route because like, I mean, they've made like the Halo, that is, they made Halo that was a very competitive game and very challenging and stuff like that. But we can get together and jump in and you can play a match with 15 people in there. And even though you may suck a little bit, you're going to be fine. And then in Destiny, it's like very much a social game. Like you don't have to play with anybody if you don't want to. You don't have to play any of that the PvP stuff. You have the option to opt out. In this one, they talked about how it's like, if you want to lone wolf it, you can go in there and not be assigned like a 3-person team, but you're still in a PvP game with a bunch of people who these people that do play these games are incredibly competitive. I mean, Escape from Tarkov, I haven't touched for this reason. I don't play Counter-Strike as much for this reason. Counter-Strike is the same type of people, that are like, they're hardcore, they're good, and they don't take shitty players,
How many teams did they say were in one match?
I don't know if I have the exact count.
Or it was like a number of people in one match, I should say.
Well, even just having 3 people
like 16
in your squad kind of sucks.
Oh, it has to be a weird number then. It's not 16 then. If you can have 3 people in a squad.
Yeah.
It has to be
36, 9.
I'm not good at math. Fuck off.
A marathon match can accommodate 18 players. 18. I don't know how that works. Because is that right? Yeah,
that's right.
6 teams.
6 teams.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
lone wolf in that. You can't even be a lone wolf.
Right. Well, I mean, you could. You just got to be really good, And I mean, there's also like what I've heard when I was watching gameplay of people streaming this and all that stuff. It's like I do like that. I like that the map's smaller. I think that's important. But there's like bosses, that you fight in here. There's not just like measly little like shitty like grunts running around. Like there's like these big bosses that like take a lot. So I mean, theoretically, you could have like 2 teams like ignoring each other to focus on a big boss to get the loot, but then they're going to kill each other, I would imagine, right? So it's like, I don't know. There's so much. I feel like there's an attempt here from Bungie to be like, let's try and make Extraction mainstream.
Yeah, but
I don't think Extraction can be mainstream.
It can't. To me, this Extraction portion of it, the whole gameplay, right, should have been like a side thing.
This should be like
the main thing should have been like a campaign, a story, doing it PvP.
They got this
together, doing this whole world exploring.
They got this whole story set up to make it like an interesting game.
Like a side note you can do,
or just like there's matchmaking, like there's like kill or death match and whatever. Like, and then here's this other thing, and it's like, oh hey, if you can test your skills.
I'm not saying this game wasn't very flushed out, but I feel like it's not very flushed out. I think they just threw this out there, just throw it out there.
No, they've been working on this game for a long ass time, man.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, like seriously, like this is meant to be like the next generation of Bungie for them. Like that's their goal. It's like it was Halo and then it was Destiny.
Such a small audience though.
It really is.
Well, I know. I'm not
and they said that, if I have to find the article before I say that. But the people who made Halo, they aren't at Bungie anymore. So this is like a whole other group of people.
Damn,
which is fine. I mean, I don't want.
No, that's
Halo,
fine too.
But it's just I mean, it is odd to invest all this time into. I mean, I like the idea of like putting your cards in on like a singular mode and not making it too disparate. Because going back to obviously the game that I love so much, the finals. It's like their big game mode there is the banquet where you have the ATM machine. You have to go in there and do all that. But then they started adding more casual stuff, and maybe they'll do that with this game. Where they'll add stuff that does bring in a different type of audience to pull in new players, but I don't know if they can,
But Banquet was very unique though, right? Because anyone can actually steal the bank instead of trying to just sit there and extract.
Yeah.
And you can like steal other people's bank and keep going forward. This one you just extract once and you're fucking done. You're done with the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like what they should have done was made like an actual campaign game, just like they did with Destiny, and add this as a side on.
Yeah,
because I'm not spending $70 on this game. I can tell you that much.
I think it's supposed to be 40. I could be wrong, but it is supposed to be a premium. It is supposed to be a premium.
Yeah.
Title where you pay like normal money for, and it's going to have battle pass, and it's going to have cosmetics.
I just like I love
for one type of gameplay.
Yeah, I love the characters in it. I love the environment and the aesthetics to it. I love the environmental changes that they were explaining, that there's going to be weather changes and stuff in each map. I like all that. I like that concept, but it's just that doesn't drive me to pay fucking $40 or 20. Well, $20 maybe reasonable. $40 for this, I just don't see it.
It's gonna be 40 or
we
above.
paid $40 for Helldivers.
And you know what? I got a lot of fucking great
Well, I
moments
know,
in that
but
game.
I mean, you could do that with this too,
No,
probably.
I fucking can't.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, possibly.
Yeah, I stopped playing for like a day, and guess what? These fucking
Possibly,
assholes are.
but if we look at what Destiny's done to us, like their monetary practices don't have a good track record.
Oh, so what I think would be interesting for them to, they should have released this as like you can play PvPvE or you can play PvE, and give you those two options, because that would then be you have these hard ass bosses, you got all these infantry, you're trying to do all this looter stuff. You can still progress your character, but you don't have to play against other players.
So turn it into
give me that
basically,
option.
okay.
Or if you want to go the hardcore route, you may progress faster in PvPvE or something like that. But you have the option to do that. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to play with your homies and just like not get your ass wrecked by a bunch of people that play 10,000 hours a day.
Yeah.
Then you have the option to do that, you know, and then you would have the Helldivers experience or the Escape from Tarkov experience, and everybody's happy.
One, yeah.
And it's all one unified like progression system across the board. I think that would be a smart move for them.
Yeah.
Because I think like the gunplay in this game looks really
Yeah, it
good.
looks
The
really
sounds are really good. I love the aesthetic of it. I know that I'm going to get in this game and there's going to be people that are going to kick my ass and I'm going to get pissed off that I died again and again.
1,000
and then we're
times.
going to uninstall and stop playing.
Well, because then you might load in and go with literally a pistol or a knife, and it's like, all right, now scrounge around and find some weapons so you can survive against someone who has a legendary whatever. Which we don't even know how the weapon system works
Yeah, I don't
and like
know
what
if
kind of
it'll be-
loot you're getting.
Yeah.
I think it's tied to the class, whatever class you're picking.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're going for.
So I found the article I was talking about. So Marathon won't replace Destiny 2. Not recommended for PvE only players, says Bungie. So my thing is like you already have a group of people who love your old work that you can easily bring into your
New stuff.
your new title, which you want to do because you want all those people to come and play your game. And now they're saying, well, if you don't like if you might not like this, it's not for everybody. You know, it's a very like they're already going for that niche audience, and it's
Well,
like
man,
you're already cutting off the people that would most likely come and join or
Good
be a
for them
part
to
of this
branch
community.
out. I'm not saying they shouldn't branch out, but
I agree.
they should
So-
give options a little bit.
Hunt Showdown is interesting here because I forget that that's an extraction shooter.
Yes.
And that's a PvPvE extraction shooter. Now, I sunk my teeth into that quite a bit with Scott and them for a little bit, and it's hard as shit. Like, there's people
Yes.
in there that will kick your ass and you'll die and lose. But we did have some pretty good moments where we were able to. It was scarce enough with the PvP side that we were okay to like get around and do what we had to do. And most times people didn't bother us if we like played our cards right. So there's an opportunity for it to work. But I fear that in a game where that's a shooter like this, it's like, remember the cycle?
No.
You didn't play, I don't think you played it with us, but Austin, you and I played the cycle a little
Yes,
bit.
yes.
The Cycle Frontier, I think was what it's called.
Yeah.
It was a PvPvE extraction shooter.
Right.
And it was fun for a little, like we jumped in it, tried a few rounds. It was kind of fun to like loot around, find some, you know, people to kill or real people to kill, some other stuff to kill. But every single time we would go to that extraction point, people were camping out and whoever was the best at killing people would kick your ass
your
and
ass.
like would take you out. So maybe they'll have a way to combat that in some capacity, but I don't feel
that's the
confident
whole.
in
That's
that.
that's like the extraction shooter like mainstay. It's like
But,
you
like,
all have to get to a
Hunt
place.
Showdown though has like 3 or 4 extraction points
Okay.
around the map. So like
That's true.
You don't have to like you just pick one to extract at and you just hope
Yeah.
that the other teams aren't there. So like there's an opportunity to fix that relatively easily if they put that in here. But I could imagine that they would like some of these games they put an extraction shooter system where you call for extraction and then you have to wait and then they send out a flare and then all of a sudden so like you are like a target, for a while. And that may not be I hope they don't go that route,
Yeah. Well, Hunt Showdown currently has in a 24-hour peak or just over 24,000 players
Pretty good actually.
on Steam. Yeah, surprisingly for a game that's pretty old at this point. It is still surviving, but I don't think that's like the best numbers possible. Its peak was 60,000, which was finals. 8 months ago.
Sadly.
Yeah, better than Concord.
Yeah. But so on Hunt Showdown, they did last year turn it or rebuild it in Unreal 5.
Oh,
so
nice.
They brought out a new engine, new system. Like they rehauled the whole thing. So they kind of gave it a new life, which is kind of cool.
Okay, cool.
One thing we haven't talked about yet that I do want to dive into a little bit is the narrative. So they aren't, I mean, as we talked about, like having a single player campaign, they don't have a traditional single player campaign. Instead, the story unfolds through seasonal updates and player driven events.
Concord.
Yes.
Concord.
So,
Sony, what are you doing? Concord. All over again.
and
Dude, they spent, I don't know how many billions to buy Bungie, and I don't think this is going to be successful.
I don't think so either. Because you're targeting a certain audience. You're not appeasing your other audience. And especially it's going to be $40
Yep.
with a battle pass. I'm not seeing it.
Potentially $40.
well, I'm seeing a lot of green and yellow and stuff. So, yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the criticisms on the online revolve around concerns about the lack of a single player campaign and the reliance on the storytelling. Perceptions of the game feeling too similar to Destiny, with some players noting even reused animations and assets. I haven't seen that really, but maybe.
No, I just saw it with one of the robots. It reminded
really?
me of the, not the automatons, but the other robots in Destiny.
Oh, yeah. The one on Venus or whatever.
Yeah, looking at that, I was just like, that looks like, which is fine. I don't see a complaint about that.
I mean, I do. It's a brand new game. They shouldn't be reusing shit.
Oh, my fuck. Okay. Anyways.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And then skepticism about the game's ability to stand out in a crowded market of extraction shooters, which even on that point, well, there's a lot of small ones, but none of them have really stood out beyond like Hunt Showdown and Tarkov. Yeah,
Right,
it's like Rainbow Six Extraction tried it, they failed.
Didn't
Ghost Recon Wildlands tried it, that failed.
Ghost Recon tried it,
or whatever it was, not Wildlands.
Heartlands tried that motherfucker, dude.
And it didn't even come out.
They had that Hazard Zone in Battlefield that didn't do so hot.
I think it was a bad
Cycle
call.
Frontier, yeah.
They could have turned this into like a I don't know, not a hero shooter, but a fucking another like
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. You know, they could have turned this into a
Battle Royales are more successful than freaking extraction shooter.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm hoping they'll have some way to. But I mean, even I was watching people streaming and stuff like that, and I feel like people that were playing it were like fine about it. You know, they were doing it because they're getting paid to be there, but it was like I didn't feel that there was a lot of hype around it because it doesn't. The art style is solid, the gunplay is solid, but it's not bringing like something like super new to the table beyond that aesthetic. I feel like, and I feel people are in it again. That competitive edge is a real one. I mean, that's a big challenge. Like if you lose that casual audience early, like it's going to become niche real fast, and that's how does that make your big ass studio that's got 300 some employees have jobs 5 years from now, especially since you're like shutting down Destiny basically.
That's why Rivals is so popular, is because the casual person can jump in and win a few games and do stuff on Battle Pass, and
you can have more friends in there.
You have 6
more
people.
friends in there.
The 3-player thing, that's just I mean,
Rivals,
Apex did that and it was okay, but they even learned that they needed to expand it to more than 3 people. You know what I mean? It's it's just that doesn't work.
Not anymore.
No.
I mean, I think we're at a point where that's just not the best. But on another note, which is kind of similar to this, is that Rivals is the only game I've seen recently where people are coming together and bringing screens and their PlayStations or whatever and playing in the same room just to
just hang out,
to have another, like a LAN party all over again. I know.
Party.
I just find that fascinating. I don't see any other game doing that. I've seen it multiple times throughout the last few months.
I would do it with the finals if y'all wanted to do that sometime.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What?
I love the finals, man.
What?
That's the best shooter that's come out in the last 10 years.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I don't think this is good for them or for Sony. But you know what? Sony's been making some bad decisions, so.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm hoping we're wrong and like this game comes out and blows people's minds. I hate to see Bungie like have a Concord, like I've liked Bungie over the years. I mean, like I was a big hater of Halo for a long time because I didn't want to give in to the console people, but then I was like, you know what? I can't be PC master race my whole life. So
well, don't they have like a very limited amount of characters that you can pick from? So basically
4
at launch, it's all you get is 4.
Hey, you mentioned earlier Destiny had
Destiny had 3.
So why are you bitching? Come on, man.
It's a different style of game, though.
It's a different style game.
Doesn't matter. They had 3. It's fine.
And you can't even like customize. Like that's just not good.
That's what I said.
You need to be able to customize. We're really going to have 4
So I told you.
four different archetypes.
That's crazy.
You're still gonna be able to customize.
I mean, you can customize the look of your character probably, but like the loadouts are fixed. Like the guns are not fixed, but like you can't like change out. I think you can upgrade your skills, but like you can't like mix and match skills and stuff.
I don't know, dude. I think this is another Concord in the making.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for extraction shooters.
Yeah. I hope we're wrong, but I think
hope
you're right.
so too, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to get it.
I hope for nothing.
Well,
You get what you get.
alpha drops, closed alpha starts April 23rd. So we'll see if we can get into that.
Yeah, see if we
I
can
signed
get
up for
into
it.
it. Maybe that'll change your mind. Maybe the alpha will change your mind.
If this is like Concord, I'm just going to laugh for a long time.
I would just feel bad to all those people that work so hard in this game.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Hey. Yeah, I feel bad for all the people at the bottom.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom now. Yeah,
But they should find better, work for a better company, I guess.
that's hard.
No,
to
it's hard when you got
say that.
1,000
Can't just
people getting
say
laid off
that.
every couple months. That's kind of not very, not really realistic these days.
Well, look, this is like not a job that society technically needs. I love video games, but
Oh, damn.
Wow, he's going deep.
Yeah, really. Shit.
Take
hey,
shit.
this is
They're like, fuck you, developers. I don't give a shit about you anymore.
It's not that. I want people to have jobs and do what they love.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have people at the top who are making horrible decisions, well,
Yeah.
it's not your fault, but
Yeah.
they sunk the
But
ship.
it's still your fault.
Yeah, it is your fault.
You
yeah.
accepted that job.
I hope you lose your job.
I did not say that.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Basically.
Did not say that. I don't know what that means. Jason's been doing it today.
Sorry.
Brett knows. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just
That'll
thought
be
it
our
was funny.
TikTok just because.
Being a video game person in the video game industry is a privilege because of the economy. But the economy sucks right now, so you really need to be like strategizing, like what's going to sell, what's going to be fun.
Yeah, what is Donald Trump going to do next?
You got to take into account for that now, okay?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there was 300 people working here that thought that this is the next big thing. I mean,
That's true.
it's like you choose where you
makes me
work.
wonder-
Well, I hope so.
when
I
they
hope
start
so.
the gaming process, if they like really do a consensus of like,
Yeah.
what do gamers want?
Well, so I was
Do we
listening.
want another
was-
extraction shooter.
I was listening to kind of funny games. Has a guy on it. His name is Paris
Hilton.
Lilly.
Okay.
And he's pretty big in the games industry. He gets to be hosting a lot of panels and gets a lot of access to a lot of different things.
I've never heard of him.
He's been well, it's a different audience for you, yeah. But he's very connected in the industry, and he's been part of this like internal like group of people that are helping to guide this game since like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's been on the team. So they send out. It's basically like kind of a group of like, hey, we have this idea. What do y'all think of this? Like, give me a feedback. And he said this game's evolved a ton in the last like year.
Okay.
From what it was. I don't remember exactly the details that he provided in there, but like he did mention that they're very receptive to feedback and what people have said, and like the game has shifted a lot from what it once was. So that doesn't mean it's not going to shift more. Like I feel like there's opportunity that it seems like they're listening and trying to get into seeing what people are looking for, and I'm hoping that they just come out with some kind of announcement that's like, hey, we know that you think this is going to be hard as shit, and it will be hard as shit in some cases, but here's why it won't be, like how it's going to be accessible for you,
Yeah.
They need to answer that question, then I think we'll be good. But if they don't, then we'll skip it and move on to something else. And
That's fine. Well, it sucks
go on.
because
Rivals.
moving on to something else is very expensive now.
Oh, yeah.
In this economy, it's very expensive. Expensive
yeah.
to just move on to something else.
It has to
A
work
lot
for
of
them,
people are
yeah.
debating, like even myself, like, is this something that is worth purchasing for me?
I mean, that's why we put 2 hours in the game and we're ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know if I'm going to move forward on this game or not.
Yes.
And we can talk about like what wasn't working. So
Yeah, they got to open
We
beta
don't-
this thing here quick and get
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
get their hands on it.
Get
you
their
know?
hands on it and
can you
see.
imagine spending $80 and then finding out that you don't like a game?
Yeah,
Like, that is awful.
it's an awful
Can
feeling.
I tell you how many times it's happened to me?
It's happened a lot to me.
Or a game that I loved, but the community didn't. Battleborn.
Oh, I love that game too, dude.
I
That game
know.
was so fun.
It
Overwatch
was
killed
so
that
good.
game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this could go the way about Battleborn, you know, where
Look,
it's just like wrong time, wrong place.
You
kind
get
of
this
deal.
on Steam, you can return it. You just can't put in
Yeah.
more than 2 hours on
I mean,
the
I'll
game.
definitely get it on Steam for sure.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
probably get on Steam as well.
This is a
if that's
first
the
person
case,
shooter, so
since PlayStation is fucked.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you played more than 1 hour of it, or you played more than 30 minutes of it.
Well,
See how much.
the other thing that I think is crazy about this game. Okay, so this is a 3-player PvP VE extraction shooter
Yeah.
that releases on September 23rd.
Okay.
You know what else comes out September 23rd?
What?
Borderlands 4.
I'll probably play Borderlands 4.
Yeah, I'd rather play Borderlands before this.
I am kind of surprised that they decided to put it on the same date because they should have already known.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just weird to me because I'm not the
It'll
same.
probably get pushed back,
You
to
know,
be
but
honest.
like they're you're fighting similar
Yeah, I'm
audiences.
fucking-
Shooter, co-op. Like,
I'm not even buying this game. I'm
Yeah.
done with this game now. I'm just going to play Borderlands 4. Because I know I'm getting into it, and I know I'll probably be disappointed, but I'm still going to have fun.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
if you don't know, this game has been getting a lot of backlash from the online community. Not from everybody, obviously, but
Not just from
Marathon?
us.
No marathon.
yeah, Marathon. And it's
I agree.
funny that Sony had acquired Bungie for $3.6 billion. Like, holy shit.
Pennies.
And if
It's pennies.
this fails, that's like, I don't know how much they spent on finishing out Marathon, but god dang, like the first game out of the gate for their pennies that they spent on Bungie could
Well, it's like-
potentially be.
We talked about
For
before,
nothing.
like this is their last ditch effort for making live service work. You know, it's like they had Helldivers that was a one-time success.
Yep.
And then Concord failed, and this may not do well. And
They've already decided to go back. Like they're going.
Yeah, they're
back
already
on
going
the
back,
whole
but yeah,
live
like-
service thing.
But I think this was
with all the
a little too
investment,
late.
you know, it's
Yeah.
like
yeah.
you know, it's like crazy that this was meant to kind of be part of that.
It's
and
just a little too late to go back on.
Sucks.
They just don't have their finger on the pulse for gamers. Like what people want, what people don't want. Like if you just give gamers what they want, you might make some money.
Well, I mean, I disagree with that though because
Marvel Rivals, they gave
I-
people what they wanted.
I think that there is a lot of people that want extraction shooters out there.
Yeah.
There's an audience for extraction shooters. We don't want extraction shooters, but we're not everybody in the gaming world. You know what I mean? But
Well, neither is all the extraction shooter people.
right. But what I think is more the concern is that I feel like this needed to come out a couple of years ago, back when the extraction shooters have kind of seen their heyday, and
Yeah.
they weren't a battle royale. Like I don't see everybody and their dog coming out trying to make, you know, like when battle royales came out, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, you know, popped off. Then Fortnite popped off even more, and people were talking like, could this be the Fortnite of extraction shooters? Probably not, but like that's like they've been, you know, talking stuff. But like after that, it's like people were years after that popping out different battle royales. You know, it kept going and going and going.
Right,
But
right.
extraction shooters have seen that high, and now they're just like down here. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
the people who are
if you haven't made one by now, it's like you
would
really
you?
can't get into it. You
Yeah.
know, so
yeah.
but I think there is an audience out there. It's just not the audience that they want. Is
Right.
the problem?
Well, that's, I mean, you buy a studio for that much money, you're gonna want to make something that will appeal to a broader audience.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, to your point, Rivals, I mean, Rivals isn't a fantastic, I mean, it's a good game, but it's like you put Marvel characters in there. Like that's like, it's just like when Hogwarts Legacy came out, that game didn't blow up because it was a great game. That game blew up because it was a Harry Potter game that was good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is a Marvel game that is good,
Yeah.
and that's doesn't ever happen. You know what I mean?
Well, they just
Marvel
took the best
Avengers was
parts of-
shit. You
yeah.
know, like it's just that's
Well,
kind
I
of what
mean,
it is.
It is an Overwatch clone, but they just took the best parts of Overwatch and then added some tweaks to it that really made it their own and made it more cohesive. Like
But
they really
yeah.
they grew that genre.
But do you think if Marvel wasn't tied to this, that this game would have been as big as it was?
I mean, probably not, because I don't know. Like, it would depend what characters they have and what's the universe like. It had to be a whole new story.
That's what I mean. It's I think
So-
like if you Marvel kind of guaranteed that it's going to do well, and
Not
then it was a
necessarily.
good game, made it do great. I
Yeah.
think because
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you
like
get
everybody
everyone's
loves
ears
Marvel,
perked
you
up,
know. Yeah.
Because I was thinking about Avengers game. Like everyone was excited for that, but that thing was trash. Even though
Right,
we
yeah.
put a lot of hours into it,
Yeah.
but it was still trash.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
we
still got to be a
agreed.
good game, but it's like
Yeah.
you kind of put yourself up at a higher pedestal with the ability to move up even higher with that.
Right. I
It's
mean,
like
that's-
Overwatch had so much they had to do to like get people to buy into their world, in addition to saying like, "Hey, this is a great game," you know?
Yeah.
That was hard.
But they already had like a good track record of stuff, so I think people
Well,
are more
yeah.
lenient to like, oh yeah, like I'll jump into it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. This game definitely is going to struggle a little bit because there's nothing behind it, you know, other than, you know, it's Bungie, but Bungie has built a player base of like Destiny fans that love the grind. And there is a grind here, but I don't know if it's this type of grind that they want.